Right now, people across the country picking up the pieces after deadly storms struck numerous communities. Also, Trump's indictment, the new details regarding possible charges the former president could face.
An alert day is in the forecast for another round of severe weather. I'll break down when to expect those storms and what threats they may bring to the area.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. Hope your Sunday's off to a nice start. I'm Shane Hogan. Let's send it over to Greg Barnard. He's got an alert day in the forecast. Greg, let's talk about that. What are we expecting this week?
Yeah, it's another similar storm that we had this previous one a couple days ago. Once again, we're looking at Tuesday evening, Tuesday night for another round of severe weather. Basically damaging winds, large hail, heavy rain, and even isolated tornadoes. The severe threat's really for southern Wisconsin, far southern Wisconsin, but with the heavy rain, you could even see a flooding threat more for central Wisconsin with the rivers already rising or pretty high at the levels. So right now, the enhanced threat is a little bit further south into Illinois. Slight risk is up to about southern Wisconsin and then marginal just further north. So it's a little bit further south than the previous system, but once again, this could change depending on the path of the system and how far this warm front gets. In the meantime, we do have a little bit of a warm front system that's lifting off to the northeast. Some showers up to the north. A lot of this is not reaching the ground, but this warm front is going to lift northeast, spreading cloud cover and also helping the temp of the winds start to turn around. We're already starting to see the winds starting to pick up out to the west, but overall winds are fairly light to the east yet, but that will change as we get later in the day. Temperatures overall much warmer than yesterday. We're mid-30s to southern Wisconsin, low 30s up to the north. That's a good start, so we should see temperatures warm up even more today, especially when that warm front comes through this morning. We're going to see temperatures then climb up to the low mid-50s for Madison. Cloud cover here and there, but overall not bad with the winds. La Crosse more about 60 degrees with less cloud cover this afternoon. But once again, both locations will have those gusty southerly winds. So coming up next, we'll just break down when to expect those storms. But also, there is some good news. We do have a quiet end to the work week and possibly for the Easter weekend. I'll break that down a bit later.
All right, Greg, thank you. Well, more than 24 deaths are now being blamed on the severe storms that began Friday and have spread across the country. Saturday night, the system moved into the northeast, causing tornado warnings and severe thunderstorms. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more.
The damage is spread across so much of the country, from Tennessee,
the whole house, you could feel it shaking,
to Wisconsin, to Pennsylvania, as the severe system moved east Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
In Bridgeville, Delaware, a tornado touchdown took out trees and homes and was blamed for one death. In Ohio, a 13-year-old girl died after a tree fell on her home. Officials said she was trapped inside. In Sullivan, Indiana, at least 3 people killed Friday and 200 buildings heavily damaged. And from Belvedere, Illinois, more video shows the terrifying moments inside the Apollo Theater after the roof collapsed during a concert. Rescuers tried to pull people out of the rubble. 90-mile-per-hour winds ripped the building apart. Dozens were hospitalized and 1 man killed.
Oh my God.
In Arkansas, twisters touching down in Little Rock and in the town of Wynne, where there were at least 4 deaths.
The back of the house.
Jane Smith's home was heavily damaged while she took shelter in her basement.
You had no idea it was doing this much damage out here. It was so fast.
Little Rock resident Cody Coombs survived a close call, sitting in his truck when the winds intensified and a tornado approached.
Yeah, 100% did think I was going to die.
His dash cam captured debris flying in the air, trees toppling, but his truck was spared.
I got a little crack in my windshield. I'm very lucky.
Arkansas's governor has declared a state of emergency and activated the National Guard as the recovery continues. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
The storms are also blamed for widespread power outages in more than a dozen states. This morning, at least 100,000 homes were without power in Pennsylvania, 75,000 in Ohio, and nearly 60,000 in Virginia. That's according to the tracking website poweroutage.us. To our Health Watch this morning, pharmacy and grocery store shelves will soon stock the overdose treatment drug naloxone. The Food and Drug Administration approved the over-the-counter sales under the brand name Narcan. If given in time, the nasal spray blocks the brain from the effects of street drugs like heroin and fentanyl and prescription opioids like oxycodone. The unintentional drug overdoses, it's a leading cause of preventable deaths in the U.S. U.S. hospitals are seeing a rise in children with mental health conditions. A report published in JAMA saw pediatric emergency department visits increase by 26% between 2009 and 2019 due to mental health diagnoses. In 2019, the majority of youth hospitalizations included a diagnosis of attempted suicide, suicidal ideation, or self-injury. And walking 8,000 steps just a couple of days a week may have meaningful health benefits for you. Researchers in Japan and California tracking more than 3,000 adults found walking at least 8,000 steps 1 to 2 days a week was linked with a lower overall risk of dying and a reduced risk of dying from cardiovascular problems. 7:06, federal and local authorities are ratcheting up security in Lower Manhattan ahead of former President Trump's arraignment, which is expected to take place on Tuesday. Sources tell CBS News at least one of the 24 counts he's facing is a felony charge. CBS's Michael George has the latest.
A source familiar with the indictment of Donald J. Trump tells CBS News the former president is being charged with falsifying business records in the first degree, a felony.
Paying hush money is not illegal. Falsifying business records is.
The charge stems from alleged hush money paid to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The indictment, handed down by a New York grand jury, remains sealed until his arraignment, expected on Tuesday, when the former president would surrender to authorities in New York. His attorney says there'll be no plea deal.
This is a case that would not have been brought against another individual in this country if his name wasn't Donald Trump.
CBS News has also learned Trump will not be handcuffed, but is expected to have his mugshot taken just before the arraignment. Security around the Lower Manhattan courthouse is very tight.
A lone wolf who is not bragging on social media that he's going to do this or going to do that. It's the unknown that's always a great concern.
While in Washington, additional barricades and security remain outside the U.S. Capitol. Near Trump's Palm Beach estate, protesters gathered again Saturday. After the arraignment, the former president is expected to return to Florida. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis spoke about the indictment in a speech Saturday at a conservatives meeting in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. He accused the Democratic prosecutor in New York, Alvin Bragg, of weaponizing the law for, quote, political purposes and bringing a case against a former president. Well, still ahead this morning, Pope Francis making his return to the Vatican for Palm Sunday. And you're taking a live look over the Capitol this morning. Greg's got the full forecast, tracking an alert day when we come back.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
On abortion rights, do you want extremist Dan Kelly holding the gavel? Kelly wants abortion banned even in cases of rape, incest, and the health of the mother. He'll uphold the 1849 criminal abortion law that allows doctors and nurses to be jailed for performing abortions. And he'll strip women of their freedom to make their own decision on abortion. So don't give Dan Kelly a gavel with your vote. He's just too extreme.
Backyard living season is coming soon. Coolview has great solutions to beat the backyard blues and save 15 to 25%. Cover your deck with a screen porch, an enclosed porch, or sunroom. If you have a screen porch, let us turn it into an enclosed porch. Shade your patio with a pergola or awning. All on sale now. Let Coolview show you how to tame your backyard blues. Call now for a quote before the sun sets on savings.
Get a new view from Coolview.
Need life insurance? Select Quote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And Select Quote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
Select Quote. We shop, you save.
I'm Jimmy Dean, and that sunrise something. I honestly feel that way about Jimmy Dean sausage. Get yourself a large chunk of that good morning feeling.
Oh, that smells good.
Strawberries, blueberries, and the cherry on top. Fairlife, with 50% more protein, 50% less sugar, and the creamy taste, turns scrumptious into scrumptious. Fairlife, ultra-filtered milk.
Create your perfect room for entertaining, relaxing, and more with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, enjoy exceptional financing. Call today.
Patio enclosures.
She locked him in his room, starved her son to death. The 16-year-old boy weighed only 42 pounds when he died. She could have got 25 years, but she got lucky. Judge Janet Protasewicz set her free. No time in prison. He strangled and raped his 79-year-old aunt. He faced 25 years, but he got lucky too. Protasewicz let him off with only 5. Tell Judge Protasewicz this is not justice. Stop protecting criminals.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Once again, we got that Tuesday evening, Tuesday night storm that's going to be coming through, and that's why we have the alert day, at least for southern Wisconsin. Severe weather threat, like I said, should be southern Wisconsin, maybe northern Illinois too. So similar to what we had last time, but there are some notable differences in the system too. To break it down, really, Tuesday is going to be windy across the entire area. Showers for most of the day. Heavier rain potential Tuesday night. I think the thunderstorms will be more Tuesday afternoon, evening, and Tuesday night than most of the day Tuesday. That's when the severe threat will be probably Tuesday night. 40s during the day, but then the temperatures will start increasing or warming towards the evening, and we might hit 60 by closer to midnight, and then they'll fall afterwards. So a little bit different, a little bit later than this previous system that we had that was more Tuesday afternoon. Coming to Wednesday on the backside, the one noticeable difference with this system is the very windy conditions expected once it passes through. Some showers. The rain-snow line is going to be further north with this one expected, but depending on the track, we could see a little mixed north of La Crosse come Wednesday morning, but I think the one thing Wednesday will be the winds you'll definitely notice. Two lows right now we're looking at. One to the north, that's going to pass through. It's going to pass a warm front, cold front through today. Not other than wind direction change and some winds, that's about all we're going to feel the effect of that one. And the second one is the one that we'll keep an eye on for Tuesday. It'll track across the Intermountain West, get close to Kansas by Tuesday morning, and then lift and deepen as it goes up to southern Minnesota by Wednesday morning. That's the one that we're going to be tracking. Once again, that path could change, and then obviously the threats would change with it. For today, we talked about the warm front coming through this morning. That's going to clip through. The winds will start picking up out of the south. Cloud cover, mid to high level clouds. I don't think we'll see any precipitation with this. It'll be much further north, but you'll notice the winds will get up into the mid to upper 50s this afternoon. Generally clearer skies this afternoon allow that. Then the cold front comes through probably this evening. You'll see the wind shift right there about 9. Otherwise, just a wind shift, not much in the way of just cloud cover or showers. That'll pass through overnight, but it will keep our temperatures more mild as we come in to your Monday morning. We're looking at upper 30s. That front kind of sits down there and stalls. And then eventually by Monday afternoon or Monday evening, it'll start working its way back north. That'll provide at least some showers for southern Wisconsin. It'll be a little bit more towards Monday night for more up towards La Crosse to get the showers or light rain to start developing, and maybe a few thunderstorms with this come Monday night too. And that's what we're looking at as you see passing through. Overall, for the bigger picture-wise for that system, it lifts, like I said, north to Minnesota. The center of the lows right there by Wednesday morning. You see all the rain going on Tuesday night, the snow and all the mixture as well to the north. And then the backside comes through, and then those strong westerly winds is what we're going to watch for Wednesday. It should be fairly dry by Wednesday afternoon. It'll just be windy. And right now, the threat for snow remains well north and west of La Crosse. That could change, but for right now, I think that's the way the path's going to go with it. Overall, we got the alert day there for Tuesday. You notice the temperatures getting up to the upper 50s. Wednesday, the temperatures will probably be falling during the day just because of that west wind. And then a quiet stretch of weather for the end of the week into Easter weekend right now, it looks like. La Crosse, really not the severe threat as much up there, but still we'll have to watch for the heavy rain and the river flooding issue in that area. And then once again, we'll have a nice quiet stretch, it looks like, through the end of the week into Easter weekend right now.
Not only were there no 30s on the highs, there was only 140s on the high there for that 10-day.
It's still April.
Let me get excited about this, Greg.
Don't jump up and down too quickly
yet. I will. I'm tired of this winter. All right, Greg, thank you. Well, hey, huge crowds at the Vatican this morning as Pope Francis presided over Palm Sunday services. A cardinal has celebrated the Mass as well. This comes just a day after the pontiff was released from the hospital where he was treated for bronchitis. Palm Sunday begins one of the busiest weeks for Pope Francis, who is scheduled to visit a juvenile jail on Thursday, preside at the Via Crucis at Rome's Colosseum on Friday, and participate in Saturday's Easter Vigil Mass, as well as Easter Sunday Mass on April 9th. That's according to the Vatican press office. Some 30,000 faithful were present, carrying traditional palm leaves and olive branches. Well, coming up this morning, a health conversation about starting your day off strong with a healthy breakfast. Stay with us.
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device.
What can you do with sensitive skin?
Okay, what a day. There's nothing in my way. I love
Cetaphil Moisturizing Cream hydrates for a full 48 hours. Because a lot can happen in 48 hours. Cetaphil. We do skin. You do you.
Hey, Dad, look.
Us.
This is the magma chamber.
This isn't us, is it? When did we get so connected to our devices and so disconnected from each other?
She's not answering.
What? And when our phones have turned us into this, LT, what do you do when you're a company that sells them?
We gotta fix this.
It's time to find what we're missing. Join us in taking a break from our devices. Take the phones down for 5 challenge for 5 days, 5 hours, or even just 5 minutes. Feels good. And let's find us again. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint for certain.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
Outlets at the Dells, an attraction not to be missed. With over 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill family vacationers, trendsetters, and all who love a smoking hot discount. We are all about the thrill of the deal, the joy of finding the thing you forgot to pack, the swimsuit that's the hit of the park, the dress that makes you walk with swagger, and the discounts that no one else can touch. Save even more with 25% off and get a free Outlets gift card. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
A man brutally attacked and sexually assaulted a woman. The victim spent endless nights unable to sleep, plagued by nightmares. Judge Janet Protasewicz called the offender many females' worst nightmare, but she cut his sentence to only 2.5 years in prison. Judge Janet's dangerous judgment puts our families at risk. That's why sheriffs throughout Wisconsin support Dan Kelly. He's the only candidate we can trust to keep violent felons off our streets. On April 4th, vote Justice Dan Kelly. Fair Courts America is responsible for the content of this advertising.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Yeah, we have the severe weather threat there for the alert day that goes for Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night. We have the damaging wing. There we go. Is that better? There we go. Tuesday afternoon, my mic fell out. Damaging winds, large hail. We do have southern Wisconsin for that threat, but we also have some river flooding in central Wisconsin. We'll have to keep an eye on that because the rivers are running high. Otherwise, windy, mild today, 50s. Showers come in more Monday afternoon or Monday night, and then the storm really hits by Tuesday into Wednesday. Temperature should be much warmer today, upper 50s near 60 for many locations with strong southerly winds. Tonight, not as cold, upper 30s near 40. More cloud cover tomorrow with a few showers in southern Wisconsin by the afternoon or evening. Temperatures a little bit cooler just because of more cloud cover, mid-50s, maybe upper 50s. And then we have the storm system Tuesday, Wednesday, but a quiet stretch of weather. Looks like the end of the week through the weekend for both locations, and that goes through Easter weekend.
Keep an eye on that mic, Greg. 7:20. All right, in this morning's health conversation, I sat down with Dr. Rupa Shah to talk about the importance of a healthy breakfast to start your day. For most people, mornings are hectic. Getting the kids up and ready for school, feeding the dog, getting yourself out the door, all of it on time is not easy. But while you may feel like you only have a time to grab a cup of coffee, SSM Health family medicine physician and wellness coach Dr. Rupa Shah is here, and she says you should make time to grab a healthy breakfast. Something I struggle with so much. So let's start off with the basics. Why is eating breakfast important to one's overall health?
Well, eating breakfast, I mean, naturally, gives you energy and nutrition for your brain to get going for the day. It's going to help our focus, our concentration during the day. And really, there's a lot of good health benefits of eating breakfast. It can reduce your risk of heart disease, diabetes, but it also matters what you eat. So eating the right things is a great way to get your day started.
Yeah. Now, that's important because if you're short on time, is it okay to maybe grab a pastry, a muffin, or what are maybe some better options out there, even if you only have a few minutes?
Right, exactly. And this is the biggest thing, is you really want to avoid those ultra-processed foods, right? You want to avoid that donut or that muffin because eating first thing in the morning really can help regulate your insulin and glucose control for the rest of the day. And what we want is a nice, smooth kind of insulin response throughout the morning. And the way we can achieve this is by eating something that's high in protein and fiber. So things like yogurt, fruit, whole grains, oatmeal. These are the types of foods we should be gravitating towards, not those high carb, high sugar foods. Because otherwise we're going to get a lot of fluctuations of our blood sugar throughout the morning and throughout the day. And also when we eat high protein, high fiber, remember, we are suppressing those hunger hormones called ghrelin throughout the morning too. So it's going to make us less likely to binge eat throughout the day too.
More balance.
More balance.
Especially when you start your morning. Now, can eating breakfast actually help with weight loss?
So that's an interesting idea. Eating breakfast doesn't actually help with weight loss, but there was a study that was done between breakfast eaters and breakfast non-eaters. And what they did find in this interesting study was that the breakfast eaters were actually able to maintain their weight loss over a longer period of time.
Interesting.
So there is something about eating breakfast, or maybe it's about the type of people who eat breakfast, that does allow them to maintain their weight, but maybe not necessarily to lose weight, let's say.
Okay, got it. Now, as different eating styles have gained popularity in the last few years, like intermittent fasting, is there anything people should keep in mind when it comes to timing of a first meal of the day? And does the importance of eating breakfast change for intermittent fasters if that's something that people are doing?
Yeah, so not necessarily. So what's really the most important is not the timing, but it's what you eat, again. So whether you are going to do intermittent fasting, which is where you have a restricted time period when you eat, which usually for most people can be about 8 hours. It doesn't matter if you eat breakfast at 7 or at 11. It's still breaking of the fast, and that's where the word breakfast comes from. But again, it's important to have high quality, lean protein, fiber, and again, that's what's going to help regulate those insulin levels throughout the day, suppress those hunger hormones, and that's what's going to lead to healthier habits as well. So if you're an intermittent faster, or even if you're not, just starting your day out with the right foods is critical.
Okay, the most important note there, Dr. Shaw. Now, where else can people find you?
So they can find me on Instagram at Wellness with Dr. Shaw.
All right, thank you as always.
Thank you.
Our thanks to Dr. Rupa Shaw for her insights. It's 7:24. We still have a half hour of news here on Weekend Mornings. We're coming up after this.
Don't make a fuss. Spring into savings at Denver Mattress. You'll shop brands like
Sealy and Temper
and Purple too. 3 is no interest. Ship free to you.
Denver Mattress.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
Could you keep it down? Oh, hey, sorry. I can't stop these kids from rocking, but I can help you replace all this. Rock on! With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home. This offer won't last long. Hurry. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Felco.
Where should we put all your luggage, Ms. Hilton?
In the connecting room, please. Book confirmed connecting rooms for an extra large closet. Or, for your family.
When you need a connecting room for whatever reason, it matters where you stay.
Hilton for the stay.
Need life insurance? Select Quote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And Select Quote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
Select Quote. We shop, you save.
She locked him in his room, starved her son to death. The 16-year-old boy weighed only 42 pounds when he died. She could have got 25 years, but she got lucky. Judge Janet Protasewicz set her free. No time in prison. He strangled and raped his 79-year-old aunt. He faced 25 years, but he got lucky too. Protasewicz let him off with only 5. Tell Judge Protasewicz this is not justice. Stop protecting criminals.
Don't make a fuss. Spring into savings at Denver Mattress. You'll shop brands like
Sealy and Temper
and Purple too. 3 is no interest. Ship free to you.
Denver Mattress.
It's one thing to say you have the most accurate forecast. It's another to prove it, and we've done just that.
For the 3rd year in a row, First Warn Weather has been certified most accurate in Madison by WeatherRate, an independent research firm. They study all news stations' forecasts every day to determine which forecasts align with the actual observed conditions.
Only one station came out on top, and that's News 3 Now First Warn Weather.
Trust the First Warn Weather team for your most accurate forecast.
Right now, the latest details on that massive structure fire here in Madison, what officials are saying this morning. Also, parts of southern Wisconsin still recovering after this weekend's violent storms. We look at the damage left behind.
And we got an alert day in the forecast for another round of severe weather. I'll break down when to expect the storms and what threats they may bring to the area.
Good morning, everyone, and thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. Hope your Sunday is off to a nice start. I'm Shane Hogan. Thanks for joining us today. Before we get to our top stories, we're going to send things over to Greg Barnhart. He's got a check on your First Warn weather forecast. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning. Yeah, we still got a quiet day for today, but we do have that severe threat potential once again for Tuesday night, or excuse me, Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night. And that's why we do have the alert day, really for southern Wisconsin for the damaging winds, heavy rain, isolated tornadoes. But I don't want to forget about central Wisconsin with river issues because they are running quite high just with all the rainfall, and we're going to have another round of rain coming with this system too. So something to keep in mind of also. The severe threat really is the greatest still further south, just south of Illinois right now, a little bit south than what we had with the previous system. But this could change depending on how high the front goes through or the low tracks through the area. For right now, we do have a little bit of a warm front lifting northeast, so we have a few showers up to the north of La Crosse. A lot of this is not reaching the ground, but it is going to change our wind direction and warm us up today. As we zoom in right now, temperatures overall mid-30s southern Wisconsin, more around freezing as you get north of La Crosse. And there's those showers right now. A lot of it, once again, is not reaching the ground. Overall, as we look at through the day, temperatures should climb fairly nice up into the upper 50s near 60 for La Crosse with more sun this afternoon, and then Madison more of around the mid-50s this afternoon too. Both locations will have that silly wind like 10 to 20 miles per hour this afternoon, so keep in mind that. So coming up, what we got planned out for the next time is when to expect those severe thunderstorms by Tuesday. The good news is once we get through this system, it does look like we have a quiet stretch of weather coming. I'll break that all down a bit later in the broadcast.
You know, in the news business, we try to stay away from the word quiet, Greg. It's often a jinx. So
well,
I'm going to hold you to that.
Well, whether we need it after the last 3 months.
No, we absolutely do. All right, Greg, thank you. Well, we are learning more about a massive 3-alarm fire from late Friday night on South Park Street. Madison Fire says the building was a warehouse-style facility with more than 50 vehicles, as well as a pallet of tires. Now, that fire was about a mile west of the Alliant Energy Center. Nearby residents received a warning to stay inside and close their windows to protect themselves from potentially hazardous smoke. That order was lifted yesterday morning, though. Our McKenna Alexander has more.
Behind me is what daylight revealed at this facility off South Park Street. Right now, only a few details are known about Friday night's fire, but Madison fire officials do say they're very busy investigating the blaze that left behind significant damage. Heavy black smoke billowing into the air Friday night, masking the damage waiting to be seen come Saturday morning. Igniting just before 7:30 p.m., a 3-alarm fire on Madison's south side demanded dozens of fire trucks, multiple water cranes, and hours of work in potentially hazardous conditions. As of Saturday, Madison fire officials are not sure what caused the fire at 1804 South Park Street, but say strong winds and the building's contents kept the flames going and made it difficult for firefighters to stop the blaze.
There's several vehicles, discarded tires, a lot of fuel source back there keeping this fire alive.
Friday night, residents within a half-mile of the fire were asked to keep their windows and doors shut out of a concern for air quality. But that didn't stop bystanders, as dozens pulled over near South Park Street to watch the blaze that seemed to never end.
Oh, we can hear things collapsing. It sounds like flames. You know, we see water being put on the flames, but they're not going out any.
According to officials, the building that caught fire housed tire pallets and vehicles, 50 of which were heavily damaged. Right now, they're still investigating what businesses were impacted and where the fire began.
Yeah, all we know is we were dispatched to 1804 South Park, and we've been focused on that fire ever since. We have not done the investigation as to what this property is, how the fire began.
For News 3 Now, this is McKenna Alexander.
As of now, no injuries or deaths have been reported. We will continue monitoring this story for any updates, so be sure to stick with us here on News 3 and channel3000.com. And a reminder that you can stay up to date with the latest stories in your community by downloading the Channel 3000 mobile app. Make sure to turn on your push notifications to get the latest breaking news. It is free in your app store. In New Glarus, firefighters say a lightning strike is what started a small kitchen fire Friday night. Firefighters found flames from a light fixture in the kitchen after being called to the home around 7:30. They removed the fixture and put out a small fire in the attic. No injuries were reported. Right now, the National Weather Service has confirmed 3 tornadoes from Friday night here in Wisconsin, 2 of them in Walworth County, one from Sharon to Delavan Lake and another from Como to Elkhorn. The third was in Beloit. More surveying will be done today to confirm other possible tornado strikes. And across southern Wisconsin, communities are dealing with the aftermath of the violent storms. Greene County was one of the areas hardest hit, with several homes and farm buildings seriously damaged. Our Braden Ross was there to see how that community is recovering.
Here in Greene County, debris littering the fields and structures like the one behind me leveled. People still working to pick up the pieces after a devastating storm.
I mean, that's always happens after a storm like this. Everybody tries to help.
Saturday morning, a community coming together to clean up after severe storms tear across southern Wisconsin.
Reports, I probably have 24 reports of damage to property. Some of those, like I said, range from a trampoline or a kid's play set being tossed, you know, into the neighbor's yard or something like that. There are some outbuildings, I'll call them, that are down, some cattle barns that lost the siding on or whatever, but and then maybe a half dozen houses that had some more moderate damage.
One house in Decatur sustaining significant damage and leaving a family displaced. And barns and farm structures across the area leveled. The owner of this farm telling me they're still processing the loss of places that held generations of memories.
A lot of minor damage, but a lot of, you know, more moderate damage in there also. I don't think the numbers are going to be high enough for any kind of declaration, so it's mainly advising people to contact their insurance agent and work through them.
But as Greene County works to recover, many just trying to focus on what's most important.
We were fortunate, no injuries that I'm aware of yet, so.
In Greene County, Braden Ross, News 3 Now.
Again, more surveying will be done today by the National Weather Service to confirm any other possible tornado strikes. Back in Dane County, police in McFarland say an officer was hurt after a vehicle took off during a traffic stop and dragged him. It happened on Sigelco Road, east of Lake Wabisa. Authorities say the driver ditched the vehicle and ran away. Other law enforcement agencies are assisting McFarland in the search for that driver. To campaign 2023 now, if you plan to vote early absentee, today is your last chance ahead of Election Day. In-person absentee voting not allowed Monday, so today is your final early voting opportunity. More than 14,000 people have already voted in person here in Madison. That's according to the city clerk's office. It says of the near 40,000 absentee ballots issued, more than 32,000 people have returned their ballots. To find a list of early voting locations near you, visit myvote.wi.gov. And as a reminder, we will kick off election coverage on Tuesday on News 3 Now this morning. In more local news, Camp Creatability kicked off Autism Acceptance Month with a pop-up fundraiser at Carbon 4 Brewing, raising money for their camp for children who are autistic. The camp molds young minds through the arts. This event featured hundreds of pieces of art, all made by students at the camp. All the money raised going right back into the programs to benefit those campers.
The event itself is important as far as fundraising for Camp Creatability to give us some extra funds to really help support the clients that we work with. But April in general, and actually every day, is really important to spread that awareness about acceptance, because a lot of people with autism don't feel like they belong.
Every April, Carbon 4 creates a neurodiversity beer and gives the proceeds to Camp Creatability all month long, adding in the funds from all of the art sold, and this will kickstart their next chapter of changing lives. It's 7:36, still ahead, girls flag football in Green Bay. The hopes to make it a fixture here in Wisconsin.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com.
Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint for certain.
We've got your back, road warriors. Because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
Oh no, did I miss the exit?
Hey pal, you look a little lost.
What?
You know your smartphone has GPS, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm driving right now. Let's text your sister to see if she's texting. Okay, look, I'll help. I've got a map. Okay. I am done with this distraction.
Not my hairdryer.
Hey, no! Ah, that's distracting. Okay, Uncle.
Focus on driving, not the distractor.
Find me a new driver.
Get lost.
Remember this, and the false elector scheme. In Wisconsin, extremist Dan Kelly was the right-wing lawyer behind the scenes of it all. The bipartisan January 6th commission revealed Kelly advised Trump operatives as special counsel to overturn the will of the people and overthrow the election results. Kelly even went on tour promoting the big lie. On April 4th, vote like democracy depends on it, because it does.
Right now, Planet Fitness, you can get that big fitness energy for just $1 down, $10 a month. No commitment, cancel anytime. It's a great deal, and our 17 million members agree.
You can say that again.
Okay, as I said, you can join for just $1 down, $10 a month.
What a deal!
So turn your low energy into big fitness energy and enjoy tons of equipment in a clean and spacious, judgment-free zone to get that post-workout glow. So get going, or shall I say glowing? Join for just $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, April 5th.
Nurtec is the only medication that can treat and prevent my migraine attacks all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Allergic reactions can occur, even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain. Talk to your doctor about Nurtec today.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
Right now we got a warm front that's spreading cloud cover, and it'll eventually turn our winds around to the south, which leads to more warmer temperatures today. But right now we're starting off in the mid to low 30s across the area, and you see those clouds beginning to lift to the east over the area. That's what we're looking at for the warm front. There is a few showers well to the north of La Crosse. A lot of that is not reaching the ground, but if you're heading up that way, something to keep in mind of. Otherwise, just cloud cover as it persists. You'll see the winds pick up for La Crosse too, 15 to 20 out of the south, which should boost the temperatures up to near 60 probably by this afternoon with more sun. Madison, a little bit cooler. The clouds are coming a little bit later, so we'll have more clouds this afternoon, but otherwise we should get up into the mid-50s with that south wind once again, 15 to 20. We do have the alert day coming into effect for that next storm system. That's a Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night one. Damaging winds, large hail, heavy rain, all the threats are possible. We'll have to keep an eye on that, and I'll break that down a little bit later in the broadcast.
All right, Greg, thank you. Well, no news of an Aaron Rodgers trade just yet, but up in Green Bay, it was a historic day as the Packers welcomed girls from 10 high schools across Wisconsin for its very first girls flag football open. The Open allows players to showcase their skills while playing a sport that they love. The Packers are pushing for girls flag football to become an official WIAA-sanctioned high school sport, and the inaugural event showed girls are definitely interested in playing and learning more about the game.
I encourage others to join flag football or a girls football league because a wonderful sisterhood, the competitiveness, and it's overall just a fun sport.
One of those 10 schools chosen to participate was Sun Prairie West. The Wolves have been practicing for several weeks now ahead of Saturday's event in Green Bay. We sent our Andrew Bantra to a recent practice where he learned about the program from the players and its promise.
Break.
Sun Prairie West is one of 10 schools the Green Bay Packers invited to their inaugural Girls Flag Football Open, a day of skills challenges and games.
It could change the future because if this becomes a sport in the WIAA, that would be amazing for girls to go out for flag football.
And that's the Packers' goal. This will be an annual event and hopefully, eventually, a WIAA-sanctioned sport.
Right now, there's 8 states that have girls flag football sanctioned as a high school sport. The end goal for us is to hope that this is going to be the spark that continues to grow the interest of girls flag in the state of Wisconsin.
For Chelsea Alt, the wide receivers coach for the men's football team at Sun Prairie West,
Go to the right and go to the flag.
coaching the first girls flag football team is everything.
It's something that I've always wanted to do my entire life, and it's just awesome to see these girls out here having an opportunity that I never had.
Luciana Moreno, who's also trying out for the baseball team, had never thrown a football. Now she's the team's quarterback.
So I've actually took on quarterback. Been learning with a few other girls how to throw a ball. I mean, I've been challenging. It's been challenging trying to throw it with a spiral, but I'm working through it. I really like it too.
Even though she wishes she could have played a full season, Micaiah Hawk is thrilled to be a trailblazer.
A wide variety of players. There's some people who don't really play sports, and then there's people who have been playing sports their whole lives. So it's really cool to see everyone develop.
For women everywhere, this is a game changer.
Something I'm gonna look forward to, and something I'll have as a memory for the rest of my life. And same with these girls.
In Madison, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
What a great story. Well, it was a historic day for the Marquette Golden Eagles men's basketball program. Former Marquette star Dwayne Wade got the call that every kid growing up playing basketball dreamed of getting. The former Marquette standout is now a Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer, and in the process, he made some history, becoming the first Golden Eagle player elected into the Hall of Fame. After leading Marquette to the Final Four in 2003, Wade was drafted by the Miami Heat, where he went on to win 3 NBA titles and a Finals MVP during his 16 seasons in the league.
This is just truly an honor, truly a blessing for my family and I. You know, where we come from, this doesn't happen to anyone. And so we're just truly, truly honored and truly blessed to sit on this stage with so much greatness. I think the one thing up here, all these guys are team first guys. And so it's so cool to walk into the Hall of Fame and to continue to be a part of amazing teams.
One of the all-time greats indeed. Coming up, though, who prevailed in the Final Four with the hopes to win a national title tomorrow night. And you are taking a live look this morning over downtown La Crosse. Greg's got the full forecast when we come back.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
At Pick and Save, we want our fresh produce to meet your expectations, which is why we do up to a 27-point inspection to check for things like color and scarring. Because when it comes to fresh, higher standards mean fresher produce. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Soon you'll head to the polls to decide the balance of the Supreme Court. The choice is clear: an extremist or a common-sense judge, Judge Janet Protasewicz. She'll protect our rights and our freedoms. She'll be fair, impartial, and independent. Judge Janet Protasewicz believes in women's freedom to make their own decisions when it comes to abortion.
I'm Judge Janet Protasewicz, and I'm asking for your vote by April 4th.
Outlets at the Dells, an attraction not to be missed. With over 60 of the world's biggest brands, we thrill family vacationers, trendsetters, and all who love a smokin' hot discount. We are all about the thrill of the deal, the joy of finding the thing you forgot to pack, the swimsuit that's the hit of the park, the dress that makes you walk with swagger, and the discounts that no one else can touch. Save even more with 25% off and get a free Outlets gift card. Visit outletsatthedells.com for coupon and details.
Need life insurance? SelectQuote found Jacob, 40, a $500,000 policy for only $19 a month. And SelectQuote found his wife Wendy, a $500,000 policy for only $17 a month.
SelectQuote. We shop, you save.
Milk with your cereal with Fairlife. It's more like cereal with your ultra-filtered milk with a creamy taste plus 50% more protein, 50% less sugar. Turn nutrition into nutrition. Fairlife ultra-filtered milk.
When your door is always open, so is the fridge. At Pick and Save, however you shop, in-store, pickup, or delivery, you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards. That's a win-win-win. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Like we said, we still got that severe weather threat coming up for the alert day. That's Tuesday evening, Tuesday night. Damaging winds, large hail, heavy rain, even some tornadoes. Looks like southern Wisconsin really for the severe storms, but we still could have some river flooding for heavy rain up into central Wisconsin because rivers are running high from the previous storm. So something to keep in mind if you're up there. Breaking down the system, it's a little bit different than the last one. It's a little bit later in the day, but Tuesday we're going to start off with windy showers, maybe some heavy rain Tuesday night. Tuesday night looks like when the best chance for the severe threat would be for southern Wisconsin. More or less the previous system was the afternoon hours, so it's a little bit later overnight. 40s during the day, but the temperatures will start rising during the evening. I think some areas may hit 60 by midnight Tuesday night, and then it'll start dropping because Wednesday we're on the back side of the system. And another noticeable change from the previous system is the wind coming Wednesday. Very strong winds, probably above 30 miles per hour out of the west. Some showers. But the positive news is the snow rain line looks to be further north than this previous system, so I don't think La Crosse will see it unless this system decides to change course. Right now, the one low to the north that's bringing the warm front through today and followed by the cold front, that'll scoot through with not much than just a wind change, and then our attention turns to the one that'll eventually go across the Intermountain West, get over to Kansas by probably Tuesday morning, and then by Wednesday morning, it'll be somewhere probably in southern Minnesota, give or take. Once again, if this changes a little bit, that changes our threat and maybe the timing too, but that's where it's supposed to be parked by that time we get to that point. Otherwise, for the time being for today, we have that warm front coming through. A few showers well to the north. A lot of that is not reaching the ground, but the winds will pick up this afternoon. That'll help boost temperatures up to the upper 50s to near 60 in many areas, especially further west where they'll have more sun probably this afternoon. The cold front will come through about 7 to 8 p.m. You'll see the wind shift there to the west-northwest. Not much other than a wind shift and some clouds. So overnight our temperatures will stay fairly mild, still upper 30s near 40. And then that boundary kind of sits right down in southern Wisconsin. And by tomorrow afternoon, we'll start seeing a few showers develop along it. And then that'll begin to work its way north Monday afternoon, Monday night. That'll be the showers we'll watch for there. And eventually it'll work its way up to La Crosse as the system approaches for Monday night for showers and a few thunderstorms. Bigger picture shows that system will begin to lift north like eventually Tuesday, and you'll see the low come right up towards southern Minnesota by about Wednesday, early Wednesday morning. A lot of rain, a lot of wind ahead of it. That'll be the showers and thunderstorms severe, more heavy rain up to the north. And in the backside, the snow well to the west, but we'll keep an eye on that. And then, like I said, for Wednesday, it's a strong westerly winds that'll be the story to see as our temperatures continue to fall through the day. Most of the precip should be down by Wednesday, but you'll notice the winds definitely will be the issue, be fairly strong. So overall, once we get past that period of weather, it looks to be fairly quiet right now and mild stretch through Easter weekend if everything stays the way it is right now. For both locations, we just got to get through Wednesday, and things do improve. But once again, it'll be that severe threat Tuesday night with heavy rain, even some river flooding issues we have to keep an eye on. Breezy for Wednesday, but looks like quiet for at least Easter holiday weekend right now.
All right, well, let's get through Tuesday, and then we'll see where we're at.
True.
All right, Greg, thank you. Well, Luke Fickell is about a week into his first spring football at Wisconsin. Yesterday was the team's 4th practice, second with pads on, and Fickell knows just how important these early practices of spring ball are for his team. It's the time to make the Badgers comfortable in uncomfortable situations, to see how mentally and physically tough this group is, and so far, he's liked the response.
I thought they did a really good job. You know, we're challenging them in a lot of ways, but mentally, with their toughness and their emotional toughness is a big deal. You got to be able to handle the situations and things, you know, and so the competitive nature of what we're doing, I think hopefully you just got to see today.
Well, the first trip to the Final Four for both San Diego State and FAU. We're going to pick this one up with 15 seconds left. The Owls up 1. John L. Davis taking it to the cup, but gets blocked. And here come the Aztecs. They need a score to keep their season alive. Lamont Butler was going to go baseline. He got stopped, pulled up for a buzzer-beating jumper to win it. Unbelievable drama in this one. That will send the Aztecs to the championship game Monday night. 72-71 your final in that one. So San Diego State gets the winner now of UConn and Miami. And this one was all Huskies. UConn has won every game in this tournament by double digits. That trend continuing as Jordan Hawkins knocks down the triple. He finished with 13 points, and the Huskies will head to the final with a 72-59 win. So it will be UConn versus San Diego State tomorrow night. And the women's final already set, and McKenna Warnock will close out her college career playing for a national championship. How cool is that? The former Monona Grove star scored 5 points Friday night in Iowa's 77-73 win over South Carolina. But her best play, grabbing the biggest offensive rebound in Hawkeye basketball history to seal the win. You see her grab the rebound right there, and that'll do it. Warnock and Iowa will take on LSU today at 2:30. Well, hey, make News 3 part of your weekly routine by downloading the Channel 3000 app for the latest headlines and weather conditions 24/7. And when we come back, we celebrate one of the all-time great combinations. We're back after this.
Do you have an idea for an invention, but you don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp. They've been helping inventors for 35 years. Call today for free information.
Call 800-550-5543.
The last couple of years have been difficult, and for some, it's getting even harder.
In Wisconsin, nearly 22% of adults have reported having a mental illness.
Meanwhile, a shortage of therapists, long wait times, and limited resources at the county level have left many behind.
People that are accessing our resources are everyday people that society may view as doing well. It's the people that historically aren't doing well. It's everyone.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. With the money you saved, we tried electric unicycles.
I think I got it.
Doggy paddle, only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
All right, team, we got a big project coming up. And it all starts with ordering promotional products.
I'm on it. 4imprint makes it easy to get the logoed products you're looking for. The latest in apparel, drinkware, bags, high-tech items, and more. You can be certain of getting it right at 4imprint.com. Come on out. I'm on it.
4imprint for certain.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
She's only 9, but this golfer's a tiger.
I love golf. It's the best sport ever.
And her skills have earned her the chance to compete at the home of the Masters. News 3 Now's Zach Hanley finds out what drives this grade school golf prodigy. Monday at 10. News 3 Now's Call for Action team gets results.
We're taking action for you.
Nearly 700 cases closed. More than $500,000 recovered. And we're not finished yet. When you need help, call for action only on News 3 Now.
Finally this morning, it's time to celebrate a culinary favorite because it is National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. No better combination than a creamy or crunchy peanut butter with some grape or strawberry jelly mixed in. I like a black raspberry jelly, but that's just me. The first known recipe for a PB&J sandwich was in a Boston cooking magazine back in 1901. That predates sliced bread. In honor of the day, Skippy is offering the perfect PB&J making utensil. The PB&J X Pro features 2 separate knives so you don't mix your peanut butter and jelly. Not sure why that's a big deal because they get mixed on the sandwich, but that's neither here nor there. There's also a spoon, a custom stamp to engrave your sandwich, and a crimping wheel to remove your crust if you are a child. A mirror, a speaker, and a flashlight. One lucky winner can take home the PB&J X Pro by entering the sweepstakes on Skippy's social media pages. You take your crust off?
No.
You seem like a kind of guy that would take your crust off.
Oh, no. I like everything.
Who doesn't love a PB&J?
Yeah, I do too.
All right, real quick check of the weather here, Greg.
Just remember, you got the severe weather threat going Tuesday night, and for all the areas for southern Wisconsin, stay tuned. We'll update you further on that.
All right, we'll see you back here next week. Thanks, folks.